Bad vibrations?
Hi, welcome. Today we're sat with John, who was in Superman the movie, with Christopher Reeve starring opposite.
Yeah.
Bad vibrations?
Bad vibrations is a word that a phrase that I hear quite often now.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you get the gig in the film?
And you know, it's 1976. I can't remember how it happened, but my agent must have phoned me up, and I must have gone along to meet Richard Donner, and he obviously liked the way I look. I probably in 1976 looked a bit Mexican, or something that looked like a bad guy, which
It's the moustache.
It was the moustache, and I had really dark hair in those days, unlike today. So he obviously liked the look and employed me to play the second
Fantastic.
hood.
So was the kind of like you had to test for that, or you just picked
No,
you?
no, just went along and he fell in love with me straight away.
Did you get much interaction with Richard Donner at all?
Yes, he's I found him a very nice bloke, and before we actually did the filming, myself and two other guys who were the hoods, Richard said, come and see this, and we went along to see it, and they'd already filmed Chris Reeve flying.
Yeah.
And it looked, in 1976, it looked absolutely fantastic. It looked
Must
so
look magical.
real
Yeah.
that we just stood there like, wow, that looks absolutely fantastic. So that was very interesting, and you seemed a nice bloke. And so then we started filming. It's funny, we filmed it at, remind me, in London, at the film studios in London.
Is it Pinewood or?
Pinewood. And so they built the storyline, you know the storyline anyway. We'd done a robbery, and we jumped onto the boat to escape from the cops, and we were standing on the boat, and the boat that they built at Pinewood was fantastic. They just built front of a boat, and there was so the boat and went up and down like that on some sort of roller or something, and there were blokes in the front throwing water over the front of the boat to splash it to make it look like the
No expense spared.
absolutely. Yeah. And then I come out of behind Chris Reeve, and with my crowbar, and I whack him on the back of the head, and then comes the famous line, "Bad vibrations." But on one of the takes, we did quite a few takes, the camera was there, Chris was here, I was behind there, so I'd hit Chris on the back of the right hand side of his head. And the crowbar was made of glass fibre.
Yeah.
And I remember on the one take, I stopped it so it didn't actually hit it.
Yeah.
I stopped it and it broke. It snapped and hit Chris on the back of the head. And everyone went, "Chris, you okay? You all right, Chris? Everything all right, Chris?" I said, he said, yeah, don't worry. And I said, "Sorry, Chris." He said, hey, I'm Superman. So that was a nice little story of with Chris. He was such a nice guy.
Did you get much time with Chris, or?
No, not a lot really, because it was just that scene, and we talked it through. Of course, I met him and to chat, and nothing. He didn't ask me how my wife was or how was life treating me and all that. He just seemed very friendly, and this small conversation we had. And then we did that scene. Wonderful. Which took me about 4 weeks to do.
4 weeks.
Yeah. What happened was I was booked for 3 days in a week, so because you could never tell with filming and whether you're able to get there on time. Whether you're able to get the filming done on time, or whether something holds you up or whatever. Anyway, I was booked for 3 days within a week. So I turned up on the first day and we did the rehearsal.
Yeah.
And then we went home and we were coming back the next day and Richard Donner, the director, had some sort of argument with the producers.
Yeah.
It would be to do with money, I guess. So he thought, "Oh, sod this, if I can say that. I'm going back to America." So he went off back to America. We didn't know anything about it, well, I didn't know anything about it. So I came back in next day for filming. No filming because there was no director. So I thought, okay. So came in the next day, no filming, no director. So and then the following week I came in on a Tuesday or whatever it was, and no director, no filming. Wednesday came in, no director. It's a fair way for me to travel every day. No director next day. So the first assistant said, "Listen, don't come in again. Wait until we call you." So I thought, all right. But 2 weeks later, I got a call. So I was on the show for 4 weeks to do one scene.
But you were paid for the
I
whole
was
time?
paid for the 4 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Which is great. It was lovely. And it was my 76. I needed the money, you know. I don't need it today. He lied. But so that was a very interesting.
So when you were all arrested, you're not actually in that scene at all, are you?
No.
Why is that? Why weren't you arrested?
Well, they filmed the chase, the police car chase in America, and the gunshot, and the guys getting onto the boat in America. So those are American actors. They weren't us at all. And so they transferred then to, I think it's a lot cheaper to film in Britain, actually, than America.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans film in Britain because it's a lot cheaper. So then we just took over. Then they were all had hoods on, so they didn't know.
Yeah.
They hadn't seen their faces, so we took the hood off and we were there. And then when they were arrested, I can't remember if they had their hoods on or not. I don't think so, but you couldn't see their faces.
Sat on the front of the boat, weren't they?
Yeah. So you could, yes, they were. You couldn't see their faces. Yeah.
But they filmed that in the States.
They filmed that in the States. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, do you happen to still get residuals from the film because you are named in the credits?
Yeah, I am named in the credits. I think about 4 weeks ago, quite recently, I had something. I think it was penny or tuppence. I'm still getting residuals, but it's hardly worth talking about.
Not enough to retire.
No, not enough to retire. No.
So this is actually your first Comic Con as well.
It is, yeah.
And you've not done any before because you weren't aware of it.
I wasn't aware of them.
How did you find out about this one?
Well, apparently Mark, I think it was Mark, phoned up my agent. He said he'd been trying to get hold of me for years, but I'm not sure if I believe that totally. But I think he went through the cast because he tried Oz Clarke and I can't remember the guy's name, the other one. And but they couldn't do it, so maybe I was the last resort.
Well, I think
I've been enjoying it very much. It's great, and it's great to see all people dressing up and sort of taking part, which I think is great.
But I mean, they're still fans of the movie, even though it's almost 45 years, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Which is, it makes me feel old, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't remind me.
It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you, John.
Oh, and you.
Thank you very much for talking to me today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Good luck.